Arsenal faced Brentford in game 14 of the Premier League after a tough week where we got 2 wins and 1 draw against Spurs, Bayern and Chelsea. We got a home game against a tough Brentford side. They've been very good this season. Obviously, the long throws, the physicality. Their number 9 is in amazing form. I think he's got 11 Premier League goals this season. But Arsenal have opportunity to win. We saw Man City narrowly win against Fulham yesterday in one very, very interesting game. And I'm just going to break it down. I apologise for the delay of this. I've been under the weather for a week now. I was, pushing through a lot of streams and recordings last week, but I think it starts to take a toll on me. So just have to give myself, a day or two just to kind of fully recover. And I'm just recording this on my way to work. But yeah, face Brentford, Mikel Arteta's press conference, just team updates. Let's go straight off of that. He said Saliba and Trossard are days away. Be interesting to see if they make the squad. Doubt it. But he said Havertz and Gabriel are still weeks away. Obviously, kind of sad news on Havertz. We originally thought his injury was going to be 2 months. He got injured in the first game of the season, which was in August. So, some of us were predicting, end of October, max end of November. But now it's looking like it's going to be end of December. So it seems like Nagelsmann was right in his update that he gave, after the last international break. But that's sad. But hopefully Havertz, can do the last bit of rehab and then to get back. But see, moving on to the game, I think we drew with Brentford last season. Obviously, they're a team that's given us some tough games. I feel like when we go to their ground, we kind of handle business since that first game that we faced them when they got promoted. But I think at home, they've had a couple of results, a couple of draws here and there. That's, proven a thorn in Arsenal's bag, if that's the saying. But obviously, it's just time for Arsenal to, get down and get a good win. I think the interesting thing would be to see if there will be a lot of rotation today. I think we've seen a tough week. We've seen a lot of players, Rice, Timber, Saka, Marino, Zubamendi, of course. They've all started the games. They've all played all but 90 minutes in most of these games. And we'll see some rotation. Obviously, at the same time, we need to win. Currently, City are only 2 points behind us. We can't, let up anything to this game, in my opinion. We have to win. And what does that mean? I think there is some opportunity to change, maybe not massively. I don't think Saliba will be back for this game, so I think the centre-back pairing will be the same. I will drop my predicted lineup at the end of this little talk. But I think the opportunity for Ben White to come in, hasn't really got that many minutes. Can we see Ben White come in for Timber? Not that Timber played bad. I think Timber, again, was excellent against Chelsea, but again, a player that's had a couple of niggly injuries. He's had a major injury. Can we give Ben White a little run in the game, home game? I think Calafiori start, given that he only played 45 minutes because of that yellow card. Zubamendi or Rice, can we rotate one of them out? Maybe can Odegaard come in? And then, you kind of keep it like that. Maybe you play 2 attacking players and Eze and Odegaard, or do you even bring in an Ethan and rest Eze? Eze is also another one of those players that started every game, played all but 90 minutes in most of those games. And you give Ethan the opportunity from the start, have Eze on the bench, and then in the front line, do you bring in Madueke for Martinelli, or do you keep the front line the same? I don't think Gyökeres would be ready to start. I would have loved to start him, but can you give maybe Madueke a start? Maybe even for Saka, maybe? And you keep Martinelli on, bring on him in the second half, and then if you have Gyökeres and Jesus on the bench, obviously, which I'm happy about, that Jesus is on the bench and was on the bench on Sunday. Can we see maybe a feature for Jesus? So if I to go to my lineup, I'll go Raya in goal, go Ben White right back, Mascara, Hincapié and Calafiori. I'll go a midfield 3 of Zubamendi, Odegaard and Eze, I think is what I'll go with. And then I'll go a front 3 of Madueke, Marino and Martinelli. So I'll give Saka a rest. I don't think Gyökeres will be ready to start to kind of relieve Marino, but he can come on off the bench. And then, I'll give Rice a rest as well in the midfield, Timber a rest, and then look on to bring on some of those players on the bench. Obviously, I was contemplating starting Norgard, his old team. He hasn't played in a couple of minutes, could put him in the 6. Maybe that means you have to leave in, obviously, one of Zubamendi or Rice, which is fine. And you probably just, make a decision on Eze or Odegaard, probably still go with Eze. But I think just too much change for a game that Arsenal can't afford to drop points in. We have to get maximum points in this game. Like, obviously, even though City look shaky, which they seem to give me confidence, even though they're getting close wins, which obviously you can take it both ways. But the 2-goal lead against Leeds, and then they dropped that to 2-2 to get a winner, obviously last minute. Yesterday, I think they were winning 5-1 at one point in the second half, and somehow 5-4. Fulham had a lot of chances as well to equalise, which is the question. This is Man City, so teams, is it a mental thing? Because teams seem to not be fair in them. So like 5-1, the game should be done. And Fulham, obviously, I know they're at home, still feel like there's a chance in the game, and they made enough chances to score not only three more goals, but also, create more chances that they missed. I think there was one cleared off the line, so be interesting. But still, they got the points on the board. For Arsenal was to drop points in this game, whether they draw or lose. City, as much as they look shaky, are going to be looking at it and gain more confidence because they know that they're closer than Arsenal, or maybe feeling the pressure, if that's how you want to put it. So it's going to be an interesting game. I think we have to win. I think we can win. I think I'm going to predict a big scoreline 3-0. Obviously, I've done that in all the predictions and everyone I've spoken to this week so far. I think Arsenal at home have been excellent. Bar the City game, I think we've been very, very good this season, and we need to continue that fortress-esque feel that we have to Emirates, and I think that's what we need to do. I think there needs to be some big games from the midfielders. I think we were unable to kind of control the game against Chelsea. I don't think we played that as bad. We watched the game. I don't think it was like insanely crazy, and if that's our flaw, if that's what we do on our worst day, obviously we'll be against 10 man for the majority of the game, then I'm not mad. But I think we know when we can lift it, and I think, especially if we play that little attacking lineup where we have 1, 6 and 2, kind of 10, 8, I think we can really do something to Brentford. Yes, we've got to be worried their long throws. So that Coyote guy's throw is insane, the best in the Prem. And obviously their set piece team, their strikers in form, they got good players like Damsgaard, they got Yango Atara, they got good players. Their manager's done well, to Keith Andrews, so respect to him, but it's time for Arsenal to win. So comment down below what you think, what will be your predictions, what's your comments on my lineup, and I'll catch you guys in the watch along for the game later.